sometimes things happen in life and then you forget about things. Not that we forget anything, that's like truly like important.
What are you trying to say right now?
I don't you know what? Just cue the intro. Hello guys, it's Two Latin Brothers Podcast, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And it's not like we forgot to record the podcast or anything prior or anything.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
I don't know it's not like we're doing this last minute.
It's not like we do this week to week.
Like, it's not like I have schooling to receive and like other stuff, like...
It's not like we've done this for over a year and a half.
Yeah, and we just forgot about it.
It just slipped our mind.
Yeah.
I think we should be honest with the audience. The real thing that happened was it totally slipped our mind because as of late we've been pre-recording our episodes.
Yeah.
So they're always like they were already in like the I guess queued up and ready to go kind of thing.
Yeah.
By the time upload day came, and all of a sudden, literally like 5 minutes ago, I clicked in my head that we didn't have an episode recorded for this week. And so I panicked. And now here we are sitting in front of a microphone recording.
Ready for you all.
On the fly.
On the fly. Just like the good old days.
The good old days?
The good old days,
What good old days?
Before March.
Before March? So like February.
Yeah.
When it was super cold.
Yes.
All right then.
Yeah. So... what's the topic?
I got nothing. I'll be honest with you.
I honestly have nothing.
I think we should, I don't know. What did we do this week?
What did I do this week? Well, I had school.
Apart from school.
I can't tell a story about school?
I mean, sure, if there's a funny story you want to tell about school, by all means, go for it.
Alright, so I saw a man die. I'm just joking.
What?
No, I'm kidding. It's totally a joke. It was funny because, our teacher, my physics teacher, showed us a video of a guy who says physics works.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is a really famous video of a guy who believes in a lot of things about energy and how when you use the same force of energy, if you use a force of energy, like for example, in a heavy ball on a string, you feel like it that's... Never mind. So another way, I don't know what I'm saying. I've lost total trail of what I'm trying to say.
If anybody wants to know, we are so on the fly, we can't even remember what we're talking about.
What were we talking about?
I'll be honest with you. Your hair's like a mess, and I can't even focus because you look like you're falling apart.
I'm fine. Like I'm okay. Okay. I'm good.
I don't know. We've only recorded like about 3 minutes now, a little over 3 minutes, and we still just don't even
know. Anyways, there's a story, this video, there's a guy who basically puts himself, it's a professor who puts his life at risk. He grabs a 15-pound ball, puts it to his face, and this is like tied, this ball that weighs 15 pounds is tied to a rope, and this rope is already like so when you you have something dangling, it goes straight down.
Yeah.
So he pulls it into a meter height to his face, to his chin, and he basically tells the class, "Everybody be quiet, because I need to release this at 0 velocity, or this will be my final lecture." And then the class laughs and everything. So then he lets it go.
Yeah. And
he's like, "I can't see this."
Yeah.
And it gets really near his face.
Yeah.
But it doesn't touch him.
Yeah.
So then the class is just like, "Oh, that's cool, And then there's one kid in the comments. He was just in the comment section of the class is just like, "Imagine putting your life at risk every year, once a year, by choice." like who does this? It's just like, yeah. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go to work today and put my life at risk."
Well, I mean, it's not like he can't dodge out of the way.
Yeah, but if he dodges, it ruins the whole purpose of what he's trying to show.
I know, but I'm sure by the fourth or third. Imagine every year by the third or fourth. By the third or fourth time, you're not gonna die.
Yeah.
By the third or fourth time you do it,
Actually, what's funny about the video is that the professor is just like, he's like, "I trust this 400%. I trust myself 0. Because he has to release the ball at 0 velocity. Because if he gives it more speed... He just has to let it go.
He can't, like, swing it or,
like toss it away.
Give it momentum. He just has to let it go. He just
has to let it go. Because otherwise, it's coming at him at 150 joules, which is enough to kill a person.
Well, it is 15 pounds.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are things like that like, you know, like really questionable things. It's like when, you know, like the that dam in Nevada by Las Vegas.
Nevada.
You know that dam? I can't remember the name of the dam right now. I can't. Anyways, have you seen where like people throw basketballs down it?
Oh,
and the way it spins and then and like because of the spin, it moves further. Like if you were to just drop it
forward because of air resistance.
Yeah, so it's like that. It's kind of like that, right?
Yeah.
Or like you can see how it's actually being.
It's
affected.
Basically rolling off the wind. Which is really cool.
Yes, it's a very cool effect.
Yeah.
But imagine if everybody did that, how many basketballs would be down there by now?
I know. You know what I'm saying? They have to get permission for that, of course. But like. I could totally see, like, if there was no rule, people just like,
go buy, like, a soccer ball.
Just, like, some guy buys a sack of balls and just, like, starts flipping them off like, a dam. I almost said bridge. I don't know why I almost said bridge.
A bridge.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway,
yeah, that was my fun story.
Yeah, it's great. That's what happened in school this week. That was the highlight. Some guy almost killed himself.
Yeah. That was nice.
That was nice.
I mean, it wasn't nice, but like it was the highlight.
The highlight.
Physics works. Apparently.
Apparently. All right.
A lot of theory with very minimal facts when it comes to certain aspects.
So this week I had my online graduation.
Yeah.
Or convocation, as they call it. It was very odd.
Conclave?
Convocation.
Conclave?
No, that's totally. I'm not. What is that? This isn't a fight to the death. This is a
conclave.
Can you please just focus for a second? Please.
Okay.
How does one have a fight to the death via the internet?
Bro, you just gotta get the server started up going. You know, play some Call of. I can't say that name. We don't have rights. Well, anyways, I don't want to give them free advertising.
Yeah. No. So.
I'm sure.
So it was literally like a YouTube video.
Yeah.
That you just hit play.
And what if it yeah.
I mean, it was interesting, and then like there was like this online like reception thing, where like it was like a Zoom call between the professors and some of the students, and like the students could show up, like not everybody showed up. I was messaging some other guy while it was happening.
Yeah, letting him know what was happening
because he was at work. Yeah. So it was like this whole thing where he's like, I'm at work, I can't do this, like I can't do this right now.
It's just like you guys should have told me about this months ago, and you're just like
they did. I mean, it's just when it's done like that, like
it's a different thing, right? Like you don't physically have to be there. It's a YouTube video.
It's not just that. It's more like you don't put as much importance to it as if like you physically have to show up to like a location, walk across. Like, no one walked across the stage, right? So there's none of that.
I mean, we can build you a quick stage.
But what was interesting was the fact that like talking with the professors and then hearing their input on like having to do online learning now because they're still teaching, of course, and none of them are like super tech savvy as it is. So, like, having to navigate, and one of my professors, he doesn't like email, and now he has to email everybody all the time, and he's like, there's, like, no personal connection, because, like, he's like, I don't know who you are, and, like, sometimes you guys don't show your faces when we're doing the Zoom calls.
Especially with the courses that you guys are taking.
Exactly, right? So, like, because it's very, like, one-on, like...
It's, like, very social.
Exactly, because I took social work.
Okay, like, it's very social work.
So, like, they were talking about how, like, they can't even give people like placements or co-op / internships.
Yeah, because a lot of places aren't taking right now.
Exactly. So that has been another issue. And I'm like, so they're like not getting as much hands-on experience, but they're going through scenarios of things if they were to happen and how to address it and go about it. And I was like, man, that must suck so much.
It really does, honestly.
I was like, meanwhile, I'm out here like, I got this.
You're like, I finished school. We have our conclave. I mean, whatever that thing is.
I guess it was kind of nice to see some people like how they like giving updates on their life and stuff. There wasn't a lot of us
how they're adapting to today's life.
Yeah, and like realistically, all you could say was like, "I'm trying." Like that's all. I'm trying.
I'm trying. I'm falling apart. I have one toe left. And
What?
I'm literally on my last breath. I'm on my deathbed right now.
What?
Like there's nothing left.
No, but like,
But I'm trying.
no, it was really funny. Like everybody was like, "So how's it going? Is anybody like found a job yet?" And everyone's like, "I'm trying."
Yeah, like
It's like I'm trying. Like I'm sure. I'm just trying. Like I'm just trying to do this.
like I just want to. I'm just trying to make it. You know, I have nothing else.
Yeah,
like,
and then one of our professors or the head of the program, she was like, I assume that when this is all over, like people will understand like the gap, because like straight up like, you know, there's
because like you finish your study.
I finished
and there's
at the beginning of the pandemic, right, and then I didn't graduate till like literally a week ago because it got pushed back so far back because they kept pushing it back in hopes that they could do like a proper ceremony, but then I think it was by July they're like forget this, we're doing this online, and then they set the date for like the end of October, and then we've been slowly getting updates about it. And then it finally happened. And now that we have, like, you know, I got my diploma in September?
I think so.
No, and I think it was, like, the last week of August.
I think, in the last... No, it was in the beginning of September.
I don't remember exactly. Anyway, but I got it. And then I was like, okay, so now I have this sheet of paper. Now I got to use it.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Like, because it came in, like, this, like, little, like, folder-like thing.
Yeah.
So, like, I'll open it and look at it and be like, oh...
That's nice.
I did all this work for literally a sheet of paper.
Like I could have printed myself.
I almost died.
I could print myself a PhD right now.
No, but it was one of those things where like you're just staring at it and you're like, I almost died trying to get this sheet of paper.
Yeah.
Like the amount of sleep I did not get for this sheet of paper is unbelievable.
It's made you an insomniac now. I'm just joking.
No joke. I'm so.
You're an honorary.
It's really funny how a lot of people I mean, I didn't sleep a lot to begin with as it stands, but I think it's interesting how a lot of people like or those like how much effort you put into it. Yeah. And then they're like, and our dentist, which is really funny, he put it in a way where he was like, I was talking with him about it, and he was like, well, he's like, going to school isn't really like, you know, oh, I've accomplished this or that. The sheet of paper, it's more like you now got like an access card. You've now gained access to this portion of life. Yeah. You can now go here or take part in this. You can
only have so many access cards.
Exactly. And he's like, but he's like, it shouldn't be. He's like, I think it's a false narrative to be told that, you know, everything will be better because you got education. No, he's like, it's because you've just gained access to certain parts of life now. Yeah. Like, he's like, if you had, like, every key card available, he's like, the other thing, too, is, like, you got to work towards which one you want.
No, and it's, like, it's crazy, too. Like you see, like, so many, like, you know, you get your education, you know, you're like, you've gone to college, you've gone to university, and then you start looking for jobs, and then you start seeing jobs that pay the same amount as another job that you need an education for, and all it's asking for is for a high school diploma.
Yeah, I know.
You know... I really think about this. I'm like, because I have like credits, extra credits, I can finish school in May. Mm-hmm. So what I'm thinking now is like, I could honestly just
well, what you're missing is experience. Though Joe's jobs ask for experience.
I know those jobs ask for experience, but like.
So look,
experience is easy.
Here's the problem. Okay, so look, here's the thing.
Yes.
You go to school to be able to do a job, right?
And then you get out of school and you're like, I could have done this like when I finished. No,
but then the job is like, I need 3 years experience. I'm like, dude, I just got out of school.
Yeah, I know.
Like, where am I supposed to get these 3 years experience?
It's really ridiculous.
And then the other thing too is like all the easy jobs, like, you know, working at like a grocery store or a fast food place, or being a camp counselor, stuff like that are like easy jobs that you can easily get. Yeah. Are like, no one gives you the job, but you're like, I need this job to get experience, but you need experience to even get that job. So you're like, how do I
do this?
It's
really like ridiculous.
It's like, I'm trying to get the starter job to get experience, but the job I'm trying to get needs experience in order for me. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah, like it's really ridiculous how the format is. Oh, we don't accept people who don't have experience, but all the people who do have the experience most likely didn't get their full education. So they're just like, oh, we can't hire you. You have the experience, but you don't have the education. Yeah. It's like, what do you want from us? You have one or you have the other.
I know, but
and then there's like those people who are like already like, you know, like well established, you know, like they had the chance like early before education to get that experience and then go to school. And then they're just like, those are the perfect candidates.
Yeah.
That's who they're looking for. But like, if nobody's giving up a job, like, for experience, then how are you supposed to find those people?
I always think of like when like people who are like they don't have like the education, but then they have the experience. Like there are people who have been working a job for like 30 years.
Yeah.
Then overnight, like and then like say they get let go or whatever, and then they have to go find a job.
Yeah.
And then like the employer has to outweigh education over experience.
Yeah.
But nine times out of 10, the guy who's been doing the job for like 30 years knows. Not that he knows more. It's more like
he's already in tune with the job at hand.
Yes, but more than that, if something goes critically wrong at the job, the person with experience will know how to react, as opposed to the guy who just got out of college who will be like, I'm going to get fired, I'm going to lose my job, I don't know what I'm doing, someone help me.
Basically, like,
he just panic.
A cool man and then a panic man.
Exactly, right? And on top of the fact that you still have to train the new guy.
Yeah.
Like the guy who
and
just got out of school.
No matter what job, even if you have experience, and let's say you get let go, and let's say you have education and you're trying to look for a job.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, and it's like everybody forgets this, there will be some form of training.
Yeah.
For this person.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they will both have the same new experience.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. It's too complicated.
But like then again, there's also like those transferable skills. So like for those people who have
don't you just love transferable skills?
Oh, it's very useful.
Oh my god. I tell you. Transferable skill. You know what's really funny? Oh. On my cover letter, I put how I'm a very patient person because I play the saxophone.
Wow.
True story.
Yes.
You know what's funny about
waiting for your turn to play?
No, it's more like I have the willingness to persevere, right? Because like when you pick up any instrument, right, you have to really work at, unless of course you're Mozart, but not everybody's a Mozart.
Mozart was unfair.
Mozart was like 5.
He was just like, oh, that doesn't sound right. Let's play it this way. And I just wrote my new sonata just now.
Well, like they say the other thing too is like when he'd write out music, it was like perfectly written, no scratch outs, no mistakes. It was almost like someone was telling him what to write down.
I know. He was hearing a little voice in the ear. He was just like, and he's just like, I like that. I'm gonna write this down.
Right. So it's like stuff like that just really goes far. But the thing is like, right, because you any instrument, when you pick it up, you gotta work at it, right?
Yeah. So
you gotta practice. You gotta put in the hours of practice. You gotta
gain that dexterity.
Exactly, right. You also have to learn how to breathe properly. Like
I don't know how to breathe.
Depending on what instrument it is, like if it's a brass or if it's a woodwind or if it's whatever.
If you even need to breathe,
exactly,
but you should still be breathing either way because it helps with counting.
I mean, sure, but like the other thing is like if you play guitar, you got to learn how to use both hands, like simultaneously at the same time.
Dexterity.
Exactly. So like there are all these factors that go in it, right? So you have to be like so. On my cover letter, I'm like great at multitasking. Great at like persevering.
You're like, I can do two different things with two different hands.
Exactly. No, that's true, right? So like, and I was like, all of these transferable skills, it's amazing.
It's like I've been training myself for years now to be ambidextrous.
Right?
Put that on the resume.
Right, but it's like it's stuff like that you never really think about, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I hadn't realized it up until recently. I'm like, I know how to do so many things with one hand. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like with my left hand. And my right hand combined, it's like a unit.
That's kind of how it's always been.
Like that's you don't want to mess with this. Like this is true power. It's crazy. I'm gonna play something.
No, I don't want you to play something on the piano.
Okay.
I don't want us to get copyright strike.
I'll play something brand new, never heard before.
Never heard before.
Probably heard it before.
I already heard it before.
No, you didn't.
It's like the time you almost wrote Christina Aguilera's.
Oh yeah, I rewrote Christina Aguilera's song again. Man, like if I was born a few years back, man, I'd be so rich right now. Because I'm rewriting these and like songs I've never even heard before.
I know.
Like really, really old songs that like like so far out there.
What's really funny is like I think I've heard that before. Give me a second.
And I just get so mad at myself. I'm like, why am I rewriting stuff? Why am I doing this to myself?
It's really interesting how that stuff happens. I don't know how that.
But
happens.
I feel like that says a lot about me.
Yeah.
And like the style I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like
I really like old music.
Well, the other thing too is like I was reading there was a YouTube video that came out a while ago. They took like 4 rhythm patterns.
Yeah.
It was like a quarter note, an eighth note, a 16th note, and another eighth note, or another quarter note. I think it was 2 eighth notes, 2 quarter notes, and they took that just one bar, and then they simulated putting those in different patterns.
Yeah.
which are 9,999 different patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Then they added notes to it, and they conclude that just out of that one measure, with those 4 beats, you could write some like 4 billion songs.
Yeah, it's like
so like, because the question was, the video of the question was, will we ever run out of new music?
Yeah.
And then they simulate this, and I'm like, that's insane.
It's almost like how there's like an endless amount of melodies.
Exactly.
You can give a starting part to a melody,
yeah,
and you can get 15 different people to write one, and they'll all be different.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, it's like DJs who like they take a sample, and then they all take their twist on it, and it's
then you're just like, wait, I like this one, and then you come across a new one.
Yeah,
it's just like, that's the same thing, but it's different.
Yeah, right. So it's like, but the guy was saying how if in order for us to run out of music, every person on Earth would have to pump out a song every week.
Yeah.
For some like 20 million years in order for us to run out of music variations.
You know, and like, that's the crazy part is that there's probably a pattern of music. Like, because you know how, like, the pattern of pop, you know, how, like, those 4 chords. But there's probably a pattern of music that's yet to be discovered.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people are already saying, like, you know, we're getting that repetition now.
Well, it was like the Chainsmokers, right?
Yeah.
They had this they had a formula.
They had a literal formula.
A literal...
We shouldn't be saying this out loud.
No, but they had, like, a literal formula of, like, some guy... There's a YouTube video. He breaks it down so well, and I was like, that's... Every song is like that, like the literal formula of how
and it goes up, it blows up.
Yeah,
it's because we look for those exact like that exact frequency that's just pleasing to our ears.
Well, like
pleasing to our mind, the vibrations sent to.
I know, but there's nerves, also like that music where like they take a sound that you never expect.
Yeah,
like. I'm finding this a lot in lo-fi. Like, you'll hear, like, rain in the background. Or, like, the cassette tape. Or, like, the crinkling of, like, leaves.
Yeah,
or the wind blowing.
The vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl. Or, like a keyboard. Like an old-fashioned typewriter.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. That's, like, you know, the sound that you least expect. Or, like...
And, like, it's also really cool because, like, you know how, like, in keyboards, like, you get that sound of, like, the tapping and stuff?
Yeah.
They, like... add that in on purpose. You're just like, whoa, right? I never, like, what?
Right, yeah, it's crazy. I think that kind of stuff is really interesting.
It makes everything authentic.
For sure, yeah. It also gives it another layer of, like, depth to the sound and to the music.
I think that's why people like lo-fi. Because there's variation, and it's...
But it's good. It's good ambiance music.
Yeah.
Like, it sets a vibe that just... Or, like...
It sets you, like, in a good chill mood, you know?
Yeah, or you could just, like, go mind numb to whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, and you'll just go.
It's really dangerous.
Yeah, I know. Like the other day,
in the middle of class, you know, it's.
I think it was like last Saturday. I woke up at like I think it was like 7 a.m. I woke up at, and I was like on my phone. I'm like, oh, I should play some Minecraft. Then I played some like lo-fi music. And I look at the clock and it's 12.
Oh my god!
I threw like 6 hours straight into it. And I was like, well, all right, I guess that's.
You're just so far out.
Yeah, it's just so far out, and I was like, this is insane. What have I done?
Like, how does this happen?
Yeah, I was like crazy, and then
and it's also crazy how like a single song can be put in repetition with lo-fi. And I find this with lo-fi a lot. You can put a song in repetition, listen to it like about 5 times, and hear something new.
Yeah, I know it's really interesting.
Like because like you don't. And, like, I love when musicians describe how they came up with the song. Because then you start hearing things that you missed, and you're just like, oh, that makes the song even better now.
Yeah, like, I love, what is it? There's that video of, like, Michael Jackson on Oprah explaining how he wrote Billie Jean.
Oh,
and how the tune for the song started with him beatboxing.
Yeah, he's like, first I thought of the bass.
Yeah.
He's like, and then I added the drums.
Yeah.
He's just like, and that's where I started. And we're just like, oh my god.
It's like, and I was just like walking around one day, just beatboxing, and then all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's like it's funny because like you hear the beat of that song, and you're just like, it's totally like you could totally beatbox this song.
but then listening to him physically do it, is a whole other. You're like, this guy could beatbox. What?
I know, like he was.
Yeah, it was like
people on YouTube are making money for beatboxing. This man was doing it, you know, and writing music out of it.
Yeah, I know. There are those people who just, I don't know. Like, I think that
like, and the thing is, like, just with Michael Jackson in general.
Yeah,
he wrote music that today would still work. Like, for example, that album that they released after he died.
Yeah. Well, it was tweaked a lot, but
it was tweaked a lot, yes. Yeah. But I'm sure that if he would have still been alive today, the songs
would still fly.
Would still be, there.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy, really. I don't know.
He deserved the title King of Pop.
I don't know. I don't know how he did it. Like.
No, and like when you watch documentaries about him, because I do that. When you watch documentaries about him, he cared about his ears so much. Like there was a time where he would spend at like rehearsing and stuff, and he'd tell the people to turn down the music in his ear because it felt like a punch to his eardrum.
Yeah, I've seen.
And
that.
it's just like man, like the way he described it just now, it hurts.
Yeah, but I was like, like stuff like that, right? Like the other thing is like a lot of musicians, their method in which they go about writing stuff. Like there's a composer who he like. All you need to do is describe like a scenario. Yeah. And he'll go like, what is his name? What's his name? What's Hans Zimmer. Him. What is it? When he wrote the music for Interstellar, that really famous one. Yeah. You know what the director told him? Picture a relationship between a man and his son. Yeah. And that's what he came up with. That's all. Somebody
in the comments, leave me some form of scenario. I will make this happen.
No, but I was like, that was the only cue he got. A relationship between a man and his son.
It's like literally, you could give a man a picture.
Yeah.
And then be like, what would this sound like to you?
Exactly, right? Well, that's like if you know how to do it, right?
Yeah, if you know how to do that. But like, what would this sound like to you? And then you go, and then you're just like, whoa, that's what that picture sounds like.
and then later on, he found out that it wasn't between a man and his son. It was between a man and his daughter. Yeah. But they kept the same music because it still worked. And it's got that very space-like vibe, right? Yeah. Already. But he wasn't even aware of that part. Yeah. And I was like, how did he do that? Right? And he wrote like all this really good music. It's the same thing for like the Lord of the Rings guy. What's his name? Howard Shore. Yeah. Who wrote all that music for the Lord of the Rings. Man.
Yeah, that music's so epic.
Yeah.
I love that music. I literally go running. We've gone running with that music before.
There's something about that music that makes you want to go run through the woods.
And like go hunt or like, I want to kill some orcs right now, but sadly enough.
But it's like it's really interesting how music adds
I think that just shows how much nerd we are.
But it just adds another layer of depth to stuff. Like it's the same thing for like everybody who's ever seen Naruto knows that music when Naruto's about to jump in the battle.
Yeah, when that fight and that guitar starts going, you're like, oh, I want to beat somebody up right now. I could totally go for that right now, but unfortunately,
it's the same thing for every anime, right? Yeah. Like, what's another good one that has a really good song?
Sword Art Online.
Yeah, we all know that song.
That when Kirito gets ready, I want to pick up a sword, but unfortunately,
I don't own a sword.
I mean, I could make one. Just give me some scrap metal.
Get some scrap.
Honestly, I'll make it for it.
No, but there's like stuff like that I think, like with anything, right? Like even like certain in like slice of life anime, when there's like a tender moment between two characters.
No, honestly,
the music that kicks in the background, you're just like, the feels.
No, I know. Like, see, if you just eliminate the element of music from anime, it'd
be so boring.
It'd be so boring. It's the music
hypes you
for that.
Even some of the intros.
I know. Like, it's just like
what is it?
I love this intro.
The intro for Fire Force
from the first part.
Yeah. That intro was just
amazing.
Peak quality.
We really are weebs. I think we're gonna wrap up in a bit.
We should wrap up.
We're
definitely wrapping up now.
Okay.
Fortunately, it's all the time we have for today.
Wait, weren't you gonna do the intro for this episode?
I was going to, but then I'll do the outro if you like.
Okay, go for it.
So this has been Two-Line Brothers Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Sure?
Leave a comment. Rate us on wherever it is you're on. Yeah. If you would like to share it with people, please share it on your socials. Use the hashtag Two-Line Brothers Podcast. Mm-hmm. If you would like to, like to DM us, ask us questions, send us an email. I haven't checked our email in I think 3 months now, but I promise I'll start checking it starting today.
Yeah.
As soon as this is over. Also, Victor will start posting more on Instagram. Instagram.
Probably.
Hopefully at some point, and if not, then I don't know what's going on. The other thing too is we are working on other things in the background.
Yeah.
Although we seem like we're not, we are.
We
at
totally
least
are.
I am.
I mean-
And there are more things to come for sure. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed.
Are you
were
sure?
fairly entertained.
Was I entertained?
And if you weren't entertained, please let us know that you weren't entertained.
Let us know what we can do to entertain you.
Exactly. If you would like to hear us ramble more about complete utter nonsense, we will do that for you.
If you want me to talk about like potpourri for like the next 50 minutes, like just
I'm not
send
gonna
a quick
do that.
message.
I won't do that. He can do that, but I won't. All
I
right.
will find a way to talk about it.
Thanks for follow us on Instagram. Did I say that
Yeah,
already?
you said that already. You're totally lost.
I don't know. As
Like,
always,
share, follow.
as always, all our links are in the description. I don't know. I'm done.
Yeah. Okay.
I've never done this part.
All right, guys.
Oh,
Oh wait, no. Just, you gotta send it out.
all right.
Peace, guys.
Bye.